While walking in the forest, a woman was approached by a bear. At first, she was frozen with fear, but then she decided to take a selfie with this unusually friendly bear. But not long after that, she suddenly realized what was actually going on with the strange behavior of this dangerous animal. She knew she had to get the police involved as soon as possible. Lydia was shocked into silence, looking at the selfie she had just taken with the big black bear which had come across their path. The whole premise of doing this still seemed so stupid and dangerous in her mind, but somehow it also just felt right. It was clear that this was not a normal bear whatsoever, and this picture was only further proof of that. When Lydia first saw the bear, she thought that her final hour had come. She was hours away from civilization, high up in the mountain on one of her many solo hikes. She knew that there was a chance that she could encounter a dangerous animal like this, but figured that this chance was so small that it was worth the risk. She just wanted to follow her passion, and now she might pay the ultimate price. But to her great surprise, the bear did not attack her. It did not even seem hostile. It did slowly approach her, but from its body language, Lydia could deduce that the animal was mostly just curious. And this made the young woman somewhat hesitant about what to do next. Running away might provoke something in the bear, and then she could never get away from it. But having it come closer and closer also felt anything but safe. Feeling like she had no other choice, Lydia just stood there and accepted her fate. She hoped that if the bear did not see her as a threat, he might just sniff her and then move on with his life. And although the first part of her wish would turn out to actually happen, the second part did not, as the bear seemed to have no intention of leaving her alone. Did it also do more than just sniff her? The giant animal actually started licking her after a while and giving her little nudges with its head like a cat would do when it was begging for pets. But these little nudges almost pushed Lydia over because the animal was so strong. Completely flabbergasted by the bear's behavior, she actually decided to pet it a bit. After the initial shock, Lydia's fear began to subside as the bear continued its approach, not with aggression, but with a curious calmness. This was not the terrifying encounter she had expected when she first saw the bear. Standing still, her heart pounding, she realized that this moment could mark the beginning of something truly unexpected. As the bear stopped just a few feet away, looking into her eyes, a silent understanding seemed to form between them, laying the foundation for an unprecedented bond. Observing the bear's calm demeanor, Lydia's initial fear melted away. The bear's gentle eyes and slow movements suggested no intent to harm. Encouraged by this realization, Lydia relaxed her stiff posture and breathed more easily. This moment of trust was pivotal. It was as if both Lydia and the bear had reached an unspoken agreement to share the space peacefully, opening the door to a connection neither had anticipated. Compelled by a mix of bravery and curiosity, Lydia slowly reached for her phone. Taking a selfie with the bear felt like a wild, almost reckless idea, but it also seemed like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. As she positioned her camera, the bear remained calm, almost posing for the photo. This action, simple yet profound, symbolized a breaking of barriers, with Lydia accepting the bear not as a threat, but as a companion in that moment. The selfie captured more than just an image. It captured the beginning of an extraordinary bond. In the photo, the bear stood by Lydia, its presence peaceful and almost protective. This moment, frozen in time, showed the world that a wild animal and a human could share a connection based on mutual respect and understanding. It was a testament to the unexpected friendships that can form when we approach the world around us with an open heart. After the selfie, Lydia and the bear shared a moment of quiet understanding. There were no movements, no sounds, just a shared silence that spoke volumes. In this silence, their connection deepened, transcending the usual boundaries between human and animal. This was a moment of peace and mutual recognition, a rare instance where two beings from different worlds met not as predator and prey, but as companions sharing a brief journey. With a sense of wonder, Lydia sent the selfie to her friends and family. The reactions were swift and varied, a mix of alarm for her safety and fascination with the encounter. "Are you crazy?" some asked, while others marveled, "How did you get so close?" The disbelief in their voices was palpable, but for Lydia, the experience was real and transformative, something she knew would be hard for others to fully grasp. The flood of responses ranged from concerned warnings to utter amazement. Despite the varied reactions, Lydia couldn't help but feel a sense of pride and connection to the bear. While her friends fretted over the dangers, Lydia found herself more attached to the memory of their peaceful interaction. Their concern couldn't overshadow the profound impact of her encounter, which had shifted her perspective on the natural world around her. One friend, in particular, expressed deep worry over Lydia's safety. "You know how dangerous that could have been?" they implored, emphasizing the risk involved in approaching a wild bear. This friend's concern highlighted the real dangers of such encounters, reminding Lydia of the fine line she had walked. Yet, even with the acknowledged risk, Lydia couldn't deny the significance of her experience, nor could she ignore the unique bond she felt with the bear. Despite the warnings and concerns from her friends, Lydia's fascination with the bear remained strong. She found herself defending the encounter, explaining the bear's gentle behavior and how it had not shown any aggression towards her. This unwavering connection to the bear, even in the face of fear from others, underscored a profound shift in Lydia. She had experienced something truly extraordinary, a moment that challenged the conventional wisdom about the natural divide between humans and wildlife. Choosing to focus on the unique friendship she had formed, Lydia decided to ignore the doubts and fears expressed by others. This decision solidified her unusual bond with the bear, a testament to the incredible encounter that had unfolded. By prioritizing this newfound connection over caution, Lydia embraced a once-in-a-lifetime experience, one that would forever change her understanding of the world and the creatures within it. As the sun began to dip lower in the sky, marking the end of their time together, Lydia felt a deep sadness. The thought of saying goodbye to the bear, who had become an unexpected friend, weighed heavily on her. She looked at the bear, wishing they could stay in this moment forever, but knowing that wasn't possible. Their shared silence spoke volumes, a bittersweet acknowledgement of their impending separation. Their final moments together in the wilderness were filled with a poignant mix of joy and sorrow. Lydia and the bear stood side by side, taking in the beauty of the forest one last time. She stroked his fur gently, a silent thank you for the companionship and lessons learned. These last moments were a testament to their extraordinary journey, a bond formed against all odds. Saying goodbye proved harder than Lydia had anticipated. Every step she took away from the bear felt like a tug at her heartstrings. She paused, looking back at him, memorizing every detail. Their time together had changed her in ways she couldn't have imagined, leaving her with memories she would cherish forever. With a heavy heart, she whispered a final goodbye, hoping it wasn't the last. As Lydia began her descent down the mountain, the reality of her adventure started to sink in. Each step away from the bear was a step back towards her life before, but she was not the same person who had started this hike. The experience had shifted her perspective on life, nature, and the connections possible between humans and wildlife. She pondered the lessons learned and the memories made, grateful for every moment. The journey with the bear had profoundly altered Lydia's view on wildlife and her place within it. No longer did she see animals as creatures to fear or dominate, but as beings with whom humans could share a deep, respectful connection. This experience had broken down barriers she didn't even know existed, expanding her understanding of compassion and coexistence in the natural world. Throughout their descent, the bear maintained a respectful distance, as if understanding Lydia's need for space. This unspoken agreement between them highlighted the depth of their bond, formed through mutual respect and understanding. Lydia was touched by the bear's sensitivity to her needs, reinforcing her belief in the possibility of harmony between species, guided by empathy and respect. Their communication had always been silent, yet full of understanding. As they neared the end of their journey together, this silent bond remained strong. Lydia could sense the bear's emotions, his reluctance to part ways, his gratitude for the moments they shared. This understanding without words was a powerful reminder of the connections that can exist beyond language, bridging the gap between human and animal. Approaching the edge of the wilderness, Lydia couldn't help but feel a mix of anticipation and uncertainty. What would happen to the bear once she left? Could their unique bond survive the return to their respective worlds? These questions lingered in her mind, overshadowed by the hope that their connection had made a lasting impact on both their lives, despite the uncertainty of the future. Reaching the base of the mountain marked the end of their shared journey. Lydia turned to look at the bear, standing a few steps behind. This was where their paths diverged, back to a world where their friendship was an anomaly. The finality of this moment was heart-wrenching, but Lydia knew it was time to let go, trusting that their bond had changed them both for the better. With a heavy heart, Lydia realized she had to make a difficult decision for the bear's safety. She couldn't let him wander back into a world that might not understand or accept him. Pulling out her phone, she dialed the local wildlife rescue, explaining the situation and her location. As she made the call, she hoped they would ensure the bear's safety, giving him a chance at a peaceful life in the wild or under the care of those who understood his gentle nature. With her phone in hand, Lydia contacted the nearest animal rescue service, her voice steady but filled with concern. She explained the situation, emphasizing the bear's gentle nature and her hope for his safe future. The call was a blend of relief and apprehension. She was doing the right thing, yet the thought of parting with the bear tugged at her heart. Rescue workers arrived promptly at the base of the mountain, their vehicle equipped to transport the bear safely. Lydia greeted them, her gratitude mixed with a sense of solemnity. The workers, experienced and understanding, reassured her of their commitment to the bear's well-being. This moment was a testament to the collective effort to ensure a positive outcome for the bear's unexpected journey. The bear, sensing the calmness in Lydia's demeanor, approached the rescue vehicle without hesitation. It was as if he trusted her decision implicitly, understanding that this was for his benefit. Lydia's gentle encouragement helped ease the bear into the vehicle, a peaceful transition that spoke volumes about the trust and bond they had developed. This moment was a profound display of mutual respect and understanding. Once inside, the bear settled into the cage without a fuss, calm and seemingly at ease. This smooth process was a testament to the mutual respect between Lydia and the bear, a bond that had grown strong enough to navigate this transition peacefully. The sight of the bear, secure and safe, offered Lydia a small comfort amidst the heartache of farewell. Watching the rescue workers prepare for transport, Lydia felt a fierce protectiveness over the bear. She found herself repeatedly ensuring that he would be treated with care, her voice firm but laced with emotion. This protective instinct was new to her, a direct result of the bond they had formed. The bear's well-being had become her top priority, overshadowing her own feelings of sadness. The cooperation between Lydia, the bear, and the rescue team highlighted a profound level of trust and understanding. It was a seamless operation, rooted in the deep connection Lydia and the bear shared. This moment was a beautiful illustration of how empathy and compassion could guide actions, ensuring the safety and respect of all beings involved in the bear's journey to a new beginning. As the time came to say goodbye, Lydia approached the cage, her eyes locked with the bear's. The farewell was silent but emotional, filled with gratitude and unspoken words. She touched the cage gently, a final gesture of affection, her heart heavy with the knowledge that this was the end of their shared path. This goodbye was not just a farewell to the bear, but to a life-changing chapter in her life. Later, Lydia found herself reviewing the selfie they had taken together, a smile creeping onto her face despite the tears in her eyes. The photo was more than just an image. It was a reminder of their incredible journey, As she looked closer, noticing details she had missed before, a sense of wonder washed over her. This adventure had taught her more than she could have ever imagined. But amidst the nostalgia, something in the selfie caught her off guard, a detail that seemed out of place. This discovery, unsettling and unexpected, hinted at a deeper mystery surrounding the bear. Lydia's heart raced as she realized the implications of what she was seeing. This wasn't just a simple case of a bear wandering too close to humans. There was more to the story than she had known. Feeling a surge of responsibility, Lydia knew she couldn't ignore her discovery. It was more than just concern for the bear. It was a matter of safety and possibly something more significant. With determination, she picked up her phone again, this time to call the police. Reporting what she had found, she hoped for a quick and thorough investigation. This call marked the beginning of a new chapter, one that would perhaps unravel the mystery of the bear's true story. Driven by her unsettling discovery, Lydia began piecing together information about the bear's unusual behavior and traits. She scoured the internet, contacted wildlife experts, and even reached out to local authorities for any records of similar occurrences. Each piece of information added to her growing concern, compelling her to understand the truth behind the bear's gentle demeanor and human-like qualities. The more Lydia learned, the more the lines between the natural and the unnatural blurred. She found stories of bears displaying unusual behaviors, but nothing quite matched her experience. Her investigation led her to question not just the nature of the bear's existence, but also the possibilities of what could cause such anomalies. The mystery deepened, pushing Lydia into uncharted territories of wildlife behavior and genetics. Feeling overwhelmed by the complexity of her findings and the potential dangers they suggested, Lydia decided to involve the police. She needed help that went beyond her capabilities, hoping that law enforcement could provide the resources and authority required to delve deeper into the bear's background and current situation. This call was not made lightly. It was a step towards uncovering the truth, whatever it might be. The arrival of the police signified a new phase in the situation. They took Lydia's concerns seriously, initiating a formal investigation into the bear, now known to them as Baloo. Officers interviewed Lydia, collected the selfie as evidence, and began coordinating with wildlife experts to understand the potential implications of Baloo's behavior and origins. This marked the beginning of an official inquiry into a case that was quickly becoming more complex. The investigation quickly extended to the care facility that had responded to Lydia's initial call for help. The police uncovered discrepancies in the facility's records and practices, raising questions about their handling of Baloo and other animals. This scrutiny revealed a lack of documentation for Baloo's arrival and care, suggesting negligence or worse, intentional misconduct. The facility's role in Baloo's story was becoming increasingly suspect. Delving deeper, the police began questioning the origins and treatment of Baloo, looking into where he had come from and how he had ended up so far from his natural habitat. They explored various angles, from illegal wildlife trade to experimental research gone awry. Each lead explored added another layer of complexity to Baloo's case, challenging the investigators to consider scenarios they had never encountered before. As the investigation progressed, it became entangled in legal and ethical issues. The police had to navigate wildlife protection laws, potential criminal activities surrounding Baloo's presence in the area, and the implications of any unnatural behaviours or modifications discovered. This legal maze highlighted the challenges of dealing with cases that fell at the intersection of wildlife conservation, law enforcement, and scientific inquiry. Word of the investigation spread, attracting local media coverage and public interest. The community was fascinated by the story of Lydia and Baloo, raising concerns about wildlife safety, human-animal interactions, and the mysteries lying at the heart of Baloo's behaviour. This attention amplified the pressure on the authorities to find answers while ensuring the well-being of both Baloo and the community. Amidst the growing public interest, a mysterious visitor arrived at the police station claiming to have a deep connection with Baloo. This individual, introduced as Baloo's trainer, provided a new perspective on the bear's story, hinting at a complex background that involved specialized training, escape from a wildlife sanctuary, and a bond with humans that was stronger than anyone had anticipated. The trainer's testimony shed light on Baloo's past, revealing him to be not just any bear, but one with a unique history of rescue and rehabilitation. Baloo had been part of a program designed to study bear behavior, which explained some of his unusual traits. However, his disappearance had been a source of distress for the trainer, who had been searching for him ever since. This revelation added a new dimension to the investigation, suggesting that Baloo's story was far more intricate than anyone had imagined. When Baloo and his trainer were finally reunited, the bond between them was unmistakable. Baloo, upon seeing his trainer, gently approached and nuzzled against him, a clear sign of recognition and affection. The trainer, tears in his eyes, wrapped his arms around Baloo, whispering words of relief and joy. This reunion was not just emotional, but also a powerful demonstration of the deep connection that can exist between humans and wildlife. The trainer shared Baloo's story, detailing his rescue from a precarious situation and his subsequent life at the sanctuary. He explained how Baloo had managed to escape, a result of a momentary lapse in security. The trainer's dedication to finding Baloo was evident in his exhaustive search, underscoring the commitment to the well-being and safety of the animals under his care. This story highlighted the complex challenges of wildlife rescue and rehabilitation. In the midst of the emotional reunion, Lydia had an epiphany. She remembered seeing a post online about a missing bear, which she now realized was Baloo. This connection clarified the mystery of Baloo's gentle behavior and his comfort with humans, making Lydia feel relieved that Baloo had someone who cared deeply for him and would ensure his safety and happiness. The local community, having followed Baloo's story with interest, began to reflect on their role in wildlife conservation. Residents and authorities alike discussed how they could support efforts to prevent similar situations. This collective concern highlighted the impact Baloo had on raising awareness about the importance of protecting wildlife and ensuring the safety of animals that find themselves in human-dominated landscapes. As the situation with Baloo began to resolve, the focus shifted to ensuring his well-being. The trainer, with support from Lydia and the authorities, worked on a plan for Baloo's future. Discussions revolved around enhancing security at the sanctuary and creating an environment where Baloo could thrive. The well-being of Baloo became a shared priority, uniting everyone involved in a common goal. Authorities took the time to address the legal implications of Baloo's adventure, examining the sanctuary's responsibilities and the laws governing wildlife protection. This process was meticulous, aiming to prevent similar incidents and ensure that wildlife sanctuaries maintained the highest standards of care and security. The legal discussions underscored the importance of a framework that supported both wildlife conservation and public safety. The investigation into the care facility's oversight intensified. Authorities scrutinized the facility's protocols, training, and security measures. The goal was to identify failings and implement necessary reforms to prevent future escapes or incidents. This scrutiny was not just about accountability, but also about improving the standards of care for all animals within such facilities, ensuring they were safe and well protected. In the wake of Baloo's story, discussions about future safeguards became prevalent among wildlife conservationists, sanctuary operators, and authorities. The emphasis was on learning from this incident to strengthen regulations, improve sanctuary security, and enhance public awareness about coexisting with wildlife. These conversations were vital in shaping a more informed and proactive approach to wildlife conservation and management. The community came to see wildlife conservation as a shared responsibility. Baloo's story inspired residents to engage more actively with local wildlife initiatives and to advocate for the protection of animals. This shift in perspective was a significant outcome of Baloo's journey, illustrating how individual stories can catalyze broader changes in attitudes and actions towards wildlife conservation. The experience with Baloo left a lasting impact on all involved, from Lydia to the local community and the authorities. It emphasized the importance of coexistence between humans and wildlife, the challenges of wildlife rehabilitation, and the need for comprehensive legal and practical frameworks to support wildlife conservation. This story became a lesson in empathy, responsibility, and the power of community in making a positive difference for wildlife. Lydia finally connected the dots when she remembered a missing animal alert she had seen online days before her encounter with Baloo. It struck her that the gentle bear she had met was the same one the community had been searching for. This revelation linked the mysterious pieces of her adventure with Baloo to a broader story, making sense of his comfort around humans and his presence in the area. The connection between the selfie with Baloo and the missing animal post became the key to clarifying Baloo's story. Lydia shared this insight with the authorities and the community, helping everyone understand the circumstances of Baloo's disappearance and his behavior. This piece of information not only solved the mystery, but also highlighted the importance of paying attention to local wildlife alerts. As Lydia shared her realization about Baloo's identity, the community and authorities came to understand the significance of his story. Baloo wasn't just any bear. He was a missing animal whose gentle demeanor was a result of his unique upbringing and training. This understanding fostered a deeper appreciation for the efforts of those who work with wildlife and the need for a supportive community network. Baloo's safe return to his caretaker marked a joyful conclusion to an unexpected journey. The community celebrated, relieved that Baloo was back where he belonged. For Lydia, the joy was mixed with a sense of accomplishment and relief. She had played a crucial role in Baloo's story, helping to bring him back safely. This outcome was a testament to the power of community and compassion. Reflecting on her time with Baloo, Lydia realized the depth of the bond they had formed. This experience taught her invaluable lessons about trust, empathy, and the unexpected connections that can form between humans and wildlife. It was a reminder of the beauty and complexity of nature and the responsibility humans have to protect and respect the animals with whom they share the world. The authorities began a thorough investigation of the facility responsible for Baloo's care. They questioned employees about their knowledge of Baloo's background, the circumstances of his escape, and the facility's protocols. This scrutiny aimed to uncover any negligence or lapses in the facility's operations that could have contributed to Baloo's disappearance and ensure such oversights were corrected. The investigation revealed evidence of negligence at the care facility, including inadequate security measures and a lack of proper monitoring that allowed Baloo's escape. These findings prompted a call for accountability and highlighted the need for stringent standards in the management and care of wildlife in such facilities. It was a wake-up call to all involved in animal care and conservation. As a result of the investigation, the care facility faced consequences for their failings. They were required to implement significant reforms in their operation, including better security measures and more rigorous training for staff. These changes aimed to prevent future incidents and ensure the animals' safety and well-being, marking a step forward in responsible wildlife management. The story of Lydia and Baloo sparked widespread discussions on the relationship between humans and animals. It inspired a broader conversation about how communities can coexist with local wildlife responsibly and compassionately. This story served as a reminder of the importance of understanding, respecting, and protecting the animals that share our spaces, encouraging a more empathetic approach to wildlife conservation. Lydia's adventure with Baloo led to a renewed commitment to wildlife protection and empathy. For Lydia, the experience was transformative, inspiring her to become more involved in local conservation efforts. The community, too, felt a renewed sense of responsibility towards their wildlife neighbours. Together, they stepped into a new beginning, armed with the lessons learned from Baloo's journey and a collective desire to make a positive impact on the natural world.